I've got one that's do I get one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are there different colors?
No. They are nice. Sponsored by 3M. We're okay.
Are they all clear? Why'd you ask for color?
Oh, those are. We didn't get right.
Yeah, that one.
Ooh, we got one viewer. All right, Nielsen. We're on the air, as they say.
I'm not supposed to be live yet. Oh. I didn't want to be live until 9 o'clock.
We're 15 minutes early.
Yeah. Just make sure our volume is down, Zachary.
We don't have no volume.
Well, we want volume. I think you do have volume, Zach. Some more?
3 kids.
I opened one pack here. You want the nice ones.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Just put it. Would you like us more?
All right, Zach, I'm going to go and see if this is, if you can hear them online, because you're going to want to hear their presentation.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me before you start stuff, okay?
Sorry.
Okay, so you don't take it upon yourself to do that. Got it? Okay. So you can kind of go around each project, watch the chords, because you got to go around this way. Every time you go around this way. Got it?
Yep.
So you have to make sure that we're quiet.
I should do the dance.
Because you go this way. Every time you go this way. Good. Got it. So just go around and kind of go show the projects a little bit. Be good to go.
All right. So we'll start with this one then. Start with that one.
You got help.
No, I'm good. What?
Yeah, I'm giving extra. Listen, careful. Exactly. Listen here. You don't crash one of my tests. Can you cut that out?
I can't actually. Sorry.
Can you cut that out?
Hey.
Emily. They should have mentioned. They got a nice. Is there a recording of that?
It's live.
Oh, yeah. We got nice gifts from Freedom here. There you go.
Yeah, we have one of those. We have one of those on our team. We have a bathroom.
I don't think I ever did. You want to put this really? Guy?
We do not want it, but rotated on the other side of their ring.
Might want to get some. That's ideal if this world.
All right, how are we gonna?
That's gonna happen.
I think they're throwing it there. Behind it. Let it off.
Right in my face.
It's a present for you.
God.
Like your marbles in your knee. Oh, not that small.
Yeah.
You say
We are live.
gets recorded. We are live.
Thanks for that. Mr.
Well, just a heads up.
I already celebrated on camera.
You did. What'd you celebrate?
They have video. I didn't know we were live. That's pretty good.
That's awesome. Good work, Zach.
The Kincaid mark. How many people?
10.
There's actually 10 people. Where?
I don't know. I don't know if we can find out. We can't find it. We can't see. We can see the comments, I'm sure.
No one's commenting, so we can't see who it is.
Right.
Yes.
I think you guys talk about
God.
Overseas.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, zoom in.
I think we're supposed to be sitting somewhere. Guys, let our things set up.
It is kind of set up.
In the water. What do you think, Zach? What do you think?
On us, but
Let's
what are the judges exactly covering? Should we accept that?
just go look at their look.
We gotta go more to the. Like a little bit. We're gonna go put on our masks, but like in blinks, you know.
Are you doing it all on your? Are you doing it like this?
Or you like this much? Oh, that's too much. Yeah. Maybe. You want to like Uh-oh.
But
Jade.
who blew it up?
Too bad. Guys, they're live.
Like how many beers do you have right now?
10.
Yes.
How many viewers do we have?
10.
10 viewers? 10? Let me see. Oh my gosh. This looks really cool. Is that? Oh my gosh, the volume's on. They can hear it.
They can hear everything you're saying, Dan.
Yeah, I know. Look at
Dude, look at that.
Look at it
cool-
moving.
Look at that mouse
Look at
trap
that.
stat.
See the roots
Dude,
right there?
This is
And then
definitely getting first place.
this deserves first. Oh, there's a phone on there. That's $1,000 project right there.
What an amazing project. I don't know if I've ever seen one look this good.
Look at our little skyscrapers.
This is insane.
Our cool window. Your breath stinks.
Dude.
Look at the dominoes, the clouds,
The pull.
electrical step. Oh, we don't. Look at the Celsius. And our waterfall. You guys actually do the waterfall idea?
Like this is like this is gutters. Like
You thought of the idea? I didn't know. That's like you're ingenious. Selfie move.
Couldn't get it to work.
And then there's our pulley step. Wow.
Now we got 11.
Zoom into the pulley step. Zoom into the pulley step.
Live right now.
Zach, the pulley step. The pulley step. The pulley. Left, right. Down,
Go to their project.
down. Right there. See our pulley step?
Yes. This is in our presentation.
You guys pick up.
We got a like. Wow.
10 viewers.
Yeah, no, we're actually
Judges.
we're famous. We got 13. We have 13 viewers. I want whatever money was raised from this sent to my bank account. I doubt it, Danny.
Yeah, and then when we were resetting the this, we brought a bucket, so we just dumped it in the bucket.
Yeah, I think we should have because sometimes it doesn't actually.
Maybe not with like shows.
All right, we are about 5 minutes away from having our team captain meeting, okay, in the Commons. So you need to pick a team captain if you don't have one. And we'll go in the Commons. Remember, at 9:15, the prelim judging starts. Remember, that's kind of a trial run, okay? So it really doesn't matter if it doesn't work and your presentation is over, because that one's not getting graded because everybody makes the final. Okay, so then we'll go around, you'll present, and you'll do your run, and then they'll move on to the next team. Remember, in finals, they're gonna watch you reset, and it's really important that all of you are helping with that reset. And we'll talk about that in the coaches meeting. Once again, prelims start at 9:15, okay? And we'll have our team captains meeting here in about 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Between the first and second, yes, the first and second gets one. Yep. So I can charge my dad. Yeah.
Well,
So what?
Ooh. Where's the cord? Actually, just like sit up once.
They don't need cool water.
Where's the court?
Hello. We're the water warriors.
We're jumping the court.
Red tide.
I meant to put it there, okay?
Oh, the lights.
Are we ready to run it again?
I think so.
Joe, is this in a good position? Yes. The best night.
Try to get everything. Hydrogen fuel cell should have enough stuff.
That's the.
How much left on the
They don't have enough of this.
Sorry.
Where if we want to change
Alright.
it.
Okay.
This is gonna be it, guys.
This is our last round.
It's in my phone.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
How does it hit every other time?
She's just a little inconsistent. That's all.
Yeah.
Now it's over the
Oh.
time.
That's alright. That's why we have to. It'll pull it. It'll go down. Oh.
No, you gotta like reset it.
Why did it miss that time? It hit every other time. This is like.
Clean up.
Like you.
Run it again.
Guys, this is what water warriors do when we get knocked
I
down.
don't think you.
We get back up.
Bro, yeah, I still.
That's up to you. No, I would.
Good.
I think everything is nostalgic. Like looks like
Yeah.
really have like steps that
Yeah.
like some of the electrical steps that they didn't like they like pulled it out.
Or even like, we can't tell. Just wait until you see how John Jackson was over here.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I think my favorite step's definitely the hydraulic one. Just because it takes a while, so it's like built as once a little. That's like
We had one.
I like that.
Second. We had one.
Yeah, the only like otherwise they ever want to all the way there. And then the one that hasn't been working is the 7 because the ball falls there and then it like it doesn't because I think it's just because our battery is bad. We bought some bad batteries that were kind of just messing with it. So
My
then-
fault.
So now we got
brain.
like Duracell. So then it's been working every time. And then the pulley with the motor thing. It looks really high tech over there. I used a whole bunch of the robotic stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a simple.
Which is still cool.
Yep. I made it so it's like all metal and gears and stuff. That took so long. That's the thing that took like a
Really?
second. Because I couldn't get like, because I made it. Year, and then I
All right, team captain meeting in the comments. Team captain meeting in the comments.
I didn't know how to spin it. Because I tried to just model onto the gear and spin it that way. So bad.
Look at that.
I didn't get there. Bottom lever that turns it off right away.
Oh,
So it turns.
That and then like your stepping like that.
I can say like
Okay, so you want to create. Anybody else want to? Yeah. What is favorite?
Yeah.
Chelsea, you're back. What? Are you here? Did you sleep here? I was here till like 8:30. I got close to the chair. Hi. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I grabbed that one too. Might have already been one in there. Yeah, isn't it? There's one here. When I took it out, there's two. Oh, they're on terrible. What's my word? Imagine. What do I have? Watch out.
guys, you're bad.
We decided to represent there. It's taking like sold out of water.
Ready to run again?
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you guys were just Yeah, he did say
Oh, in a hole.
Run it and then reset it and have it all ready to go.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's good. Is this all we have? Are we good?
I think so.
Are those boys gonna mess up over here?
Final check person. That's gonna go through everything.
Oh, hopefully we have it.
We're kind of all this water goes gotta work.
I will switch out the hyphen and fuel cells in the finals.
You got it, Connor?
I can switch out the hyphen.
So as soon as this runs done, I'll give you the hyper your phone charger.
Is that?
That way it's charged.
Yeah, that's that.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa, I won't. It went.
Alright, we good?
Yeah, let's just run it, guys. We don't need to check.
Watch out for a lot.
Make sure.
Oh, yeah. Let him watch.
Make sure that's the only thing I'm worried about.
No, that's good.
Hey, go.
Go!
No.
Dude, you're just spin harder. That doesn't count as a touch. It's just slow. Do it. Crazy.
Should we put like a marble in that?
Yeah, we should hit 35 things.
Better work on it.
Ooh! One touch.
That was no touches. I blew on it. Damn.
This is water.
That doesn't count. Doesn't count. It was the wind. It was the wind.
We've done this. We had to have on it.
That's the actual thing. I was done.
What is it?
Oh wait.
Not expensive. I'm scared. Let's do it. Be a confidence booster or a confidence booster? Honestly, these don't look that bad right now. And then the dominoes fall and then it's the water.
What joke?
You just recorded those.
Back, get up.
Tegan only did up to.
So I just think Yes. Yeah, Greenland doesn't even matter. You gotta get it.
Why is this spinning more than we have the entire small stuff?
Yeah. Are we allowed to have our conversation at that?
This stuff where I get done.
Good guys.
All right, we're about ready to begin our preliminary round. I'm going to hand the mic over so the judges can introduce themselves, and then it looks like we're going to go in order this way and just come around the gym. For your prelim, you give your presentation without the microphone, then we'll go through and do resets, and you'll have the mic for the final round.
Hello, I'm the lead judge, Luke Borish. I'm a former engineer, and I think this is the 10th year. So appreciate you all participating in the contest. I think it's a great opportunity to learn how to work together on something smart.
I'm Sam Heimer with Clapper Farm Systems.
Bill Rosewood, corporate industrial engineer at Hormel. Got some tough competition today, so I'm looking forward to seeing these machines run.
Good morning, I'm Paige Vaughn. I am a director of social learning at Rivers and former science teacher.
Good morning, Ken Howe, Iowa DNR District 3 engineer. Good luck.
All right, thank you so much to all of our judges for helping out this year. We will start right here with Saint Ansgar Team 1. Saint Ansgar Team 2 will be on deck.
Join our hero team.
My name's Miriam Poor.
My name's Ryan Angels. My name's Kenzie Peterson.
My name's Jonathan Phillip.
My name's Riley Smith. My name's Bree Tabbert.
My name's Jay Suisa, and we are the heroes. From an outside perspective, this high-tech facility is extremely simple. Upon first glance, it's simply a tree. However, this environmentally friendly institution provides the surrounding area with clean drinking water and H2O power. The power plant takes in water and goes through a process of distillation, filtration, and electrolysis. The process of distillation and filtration cleans our water so we can have clean drinking water for the area. And the process of electrolysis takes the hydrogen atom and splits the oxygen atom so we can have hydrogen power for our car in the end.
Our first step is our mechanical step, and it starts with these two incline points that leads down to the chute, which will then, our marble will then hit the popsicle sticks looping on our power strip. Our power strip then powers our water pump and our aqueduct, which then pumps water all the way up. It will go onto our pipe. Our marble will go into this strip, this cup, typically moving, releasing a marble from here, which activates the mousetrap, which pulls this string, releasing a marble onto these two aluminum prongs.
The marble that is dropped is made out of metal, and when it falls on these prongs, it completes a circuit and allows energy to flow through the circuit, and then it travels up to this motor that raises this cart, which leads to a ball that rolls down there, and it also releases this lever that cancels out the flow of energy.
The right side of our project all symbolizes electrolysis. The marble will come out of this hole, go down this ramp, and land into this cup. When the weight pulls on this cup, it activates our pulley system. Pulley system will pull this lever, which activates our motor here. This motor will spin this cup, which starts our chemical step. Our chemical step uses baking soda and vinegar, and once those two react, it has an acid-base reaction, which inflates the helium, and once the helium inflates, it puts this down, and the water comes through the funnel, which activates our fluid step. Our fluid step uses gravity to activate the syringe system. The force of water and gravity push down this first syringe, and using Pascal's law, the force applied to this first syringe equals the force applied to the second syringe. The second syringe will push its aluminum foil here, completing a circuit which turns on this laser. This laser will then pop this balloon, which contains a metal marble, dropping into a funnel in the chute, complete the circuit on this car, which symbolizes hydrogen energy powering this car. Our team's biggest challenge was at the very beginning of our project. All of us had so many ideas, and it was hard to get simply started. We had to ask ourselves what we wanted our main theme of the project to be, and also what our main theme of the project was. We imagined many different things for the end goal of our project. We thought of some things like making water come out of a sink or making a car go using hydrogen.
As our project progressed, we planned that the hydrogen-powered car would be the best option.
We started creating different ways of power to acquire our track. We thought of tunnels directing marble into its heart to start with. A laser of tropical wind, but marble between the tunnel and Ansgar the power for that, and we had to improve our ideas. We ended up with the balloon pumping with the laser, dropping the marble, and we had to try different balloon sizes to see which one would work best.
Although this project had its moments of frustration, between the team and the project, it was super fun to see it all come together. We appreciate you taking the time to come judge us and let us share with you what we've made. That's it.
Good job. And we'll have some questions probably on the final round.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to Team 2 for their preliminary run.
I'm Dustin.
We're the Grey Gardeners. Throughout the project, I spent most of my time working on the logistics of it, along with creating the stuff, especially focusing on the first 3 steps.
For this project, I spent most of my time thinking steps, and I did trials on how to stop the water at the beginning and how to start a marble, and I found that using cotton candy was a good way to do this.
I dedicated most of my time to the practice steps, coming up with ideas of the design. One that also opened up really that curious stuff.
I spent most of my time working on the last 6 steps to narrow the ideas for them along.
I spent most of my time working on the fluid step and making the dam come to life, testing out designs for it to look cool and be practical with everything.
I dedicated most of my time working on the journal, making sure we had everything needed for requirements, along with the I mostly worked on making the steps come together with the drawings for our journal. With that, I worked on the visuals, the point, that along with the reading and decorating.
To start our project, we dumped inherent water into this interior bottle, which represents rainwater precipitation. Once it fills up enough, it will slowly calm down, so water can flow through the PVC pipes and swept up the
The water then travels down into the plastic funnel membrane, In the plastic bottle, there's cotton candy. On the cotton candy, there's marble sitting on it. So when the water hits the cotton candy dissolves, vomit, the marble into gels, and then it goes down. The marble makes water plus that cup, and the marble goes out onto mash jar, plus
into our gutter system, which makes another bucket of all of it.
Once that ramp falls, like the ball goes into the cup and activates our pulley system, which is our mechanical step, and that goes to our chemical step.
The pulley then triggers the bottle to spin, which causes baking soda and vinegar to react with each other, releasing gas, which inflates the balloon.
That leads down to our electrical step. So once the balloon inflates, it rises to this ramp, which then with the spin model going to our conductor, which then that conductor powers our motor, and that motor spins, rising this domino, and the domino rises, the marble goes down, all of those dominoes and hits that marble then goes down that ramp and into the long set of tubing. And there's a switch at the bottom of that tubing, and that flips on the pump for the dam, and then the water for the pump goes up and turns on the dam, and that represents our precipitation, and that is our liquid step.
Throughout this project, it is very creative, especially the couple of these steps like stuff.
For this project, we also had to do a lot of planning. We spent mostly the first couple of weeks planning and trying to come up with the steps, and to do this, we do it now.
What included in our aesthetic of the project, so thinking that it was and we also had to improve on little things in each of our steps.
We had to imagine many ideas of what we wanted. We ultimately came up with a garden, but we had many ideas such as the rainforest and waterfront.
Oh my god.
All right. We'll be back with some questions.
Great job taking it for Team 2. Now we'll go to number 2, West Hancock, for their preliminary run.
What the hell just happened?
So where's like that levy that broke Tennessee last week.
I am Ellie Christensen.
And I am Brandon Peterson.
From West Hancock. With our Goldberg's project, we are taking you back in time. While looking at different layers of ground and where the water is located in those layers, we are taking a partial look at how the Californians will travel to find groundwater. It all starts with the syringe at the beginning, which represents a hydraulic machine to get the citizens to the water. We are following the story of the pioneers looking for water, represented by the balls throughout the machine. As they are making way through Earth's layers, first is topsoil, then the humus layer, the subsoil layer, then eventually they believe they've located some water in the fourth layer of groundwater/weather rock, but it's behind a massive wall of stone, so they decided to use dynamite to break through the wall. This explosion is illustrated by the dominoes falling, which makes the water fall. This, of course, is right above the last layer of bedrock. Once the pioneers acquired the water, they got pipes to move the water so that it could be brought up to power things and quench their thirst. Once the pioneers fully harnessed the power of the water, they were able to brave the massive Pacific Ocean and take a boat to begin to travel around the world.
The engineering design process was incorporated as we first figured out what our end step would be, and we worked our way backwards to the beginning of the machine. Along the way, we had several pieces that we had to think outside the box on how to use our recycled materials. We had so much trial and error on various parts to get them to work just right. Our advanced components of our machine are our fluid step, which is the blue dye representing water at the beginning with the syringe. The water in the syringe is connected to another syringe using a clear tube. One of our team members is going to push on the plunger of the syringes. It's going to cause the water to flow through the clear tubing to the other syringe. The plunger on the other side of the syringe will raise up and a lever will start a chemical reaction. Our mechanical step, we have multiple. Our first that we included was a wheel and axle, which is at number 4, represented by the car, located on top of an inclined plane. There's also an inclined plane on our fourth shell. The next mechanical step we have is a staircase as our wedge. Our screw is located on the 3rd level of our bookcase, acting as a mode of transportation for a marble. Finally, we have a pulley system on the right side of our machine. Our chemical step is our 3rd step. The balloon contains sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, and the flask contains acetic acid, which is vinegar. We measure out half a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate and 50 milliliters of acetic acid. The balloon is connected with our tape to our balloon. When you use our hydraulic step prior to this, it will cause the balloon with baking soda to fall into the vinegar below. This mixture produces sodium acetate, water, and carbon dioxide, which inflates the balloon. Once the balloon inflates, it activates our next step. Finally is our electrical step, which is the final step of our machine. The electrical component is triggered by a light switch. A string is connected to the light switch on the other end and connected to a connects axle, which is connected to the water wheel. When the wheel turns, it pulls on the string in the back, as well as causing the light switch to turn on. Once the light switch is on, it creates an electrical current to flow through itself, a battery, and our boat. A fan that blows onto our boat, which is our final step. All of our steps are as follows. We would start by pushing on the syringe, which causes the plunger to go up, which causes the balloon to go up with it, dropping the baking soda into the vinegar, which inflates, knocks down this car. Next, it hits this marble, falls down, hits this lever, which causes this ball to go down, and it goes down here, and then it comes down to 9, where it knocks down these dominoes, and then this Newton's cradle comes and hits this other ball, which will hopefully come down and start these domino trains. There's a string connected to that last domino with weights, and that will cause this other weight to come down, which will raise our water bottle, which is taped to. Next, water will come down the funnel, which will spin our water wheel. On the end of the axle, there's a piece of string connected which will wrap around and pull on this popsicle stick, which causes our fan to turn on with the light switch. And then we will end by having our boat go across the ocean.
And also with our project, we had a lot of challenges. One of our first hurdles was trying to figure how to consistently get the hydraulic lever to trigger the chemical reaction. We noticed that the mouth of the balloon kept moving on the mouth of the flask, as well as our tape not being far enough to get under the balloon to get it to go up every time. Our solution involved making sure the mouth of the balloon was near the car and to make sure that we had tape underneath the balloon. Another problem was step 8. This problem involved trying to get a second ball to fall so that it would actually knock down the dominoes. Next, step 9. We needed the heavier ball where it is now because it would not travel through the blue marble run piece right before. We noticed that the ball would fall when our lever in step 6 was triggered. So we added duct tape and gauze pads for the lever, and we added tape to hold the ball in place lightly. One of our more recent problems involved step 15 and the water bottle. We noticed that the water would not flow very well without airflow. So we had to find a way to add air to the bottle. Our first solution was to add tiny holes into the funnel attached to the top of the bottle. We noticed that this doesn't solve the problem of the water actually getting out of the black bottle. What we ended up doing was putting holes in the actual bottle and then using duct tape to cover the holes that were filling in, and then removing the tape once everything was in place.
I think that's all we had for our techniques.
All right, we'll move over to team number 3, Summer Fredericksburg, for the last of our preliminary attempts.
My name's Joe Kronicki.
I'm Connor. I'm Noah. Tegan.
I'm Eli.
And we are
The Water
Warriors. In our route today, we'll be using water technology such as a water wheel, a water pump, and a hydrogen fuel cell to mix electrolytes for Farmer Joe.
So Farmer Joe, he's run out of clean water for his farm, and all the water that's going to be in his water tower is dirty. So he's got to drain it, filter it, mix electrolytes into there, and send it back up to this above ground water reserve here. And once he does that, his farm will be back up and rolling.
In terms of the engineering process, we had a bunch of ideas. We started in the sink by testing that water wheel before we actually attached it. These dominoes were not able to knock enough that heavy ball, so we had to attach more stuff and trial and error that. And then once we attached more mass to on top of the dominoes, we had to adjust the hinges. But anything that we just tested, and then if it didn't work, we just did what we could. Worked on it.
For our electrical step, one of our advanced components, we take power from this power strip into a water pump in there, which that electricity works an impeller in that pump to pump water back up to our water tank. For our fluid power step, we're using it to turn on this power strip, and then we're using a closed system here so that way it has more power and pressure. And then to determine what syringes to use, we use Pascal's law, which is pressure equals force divided by area. For our chemical step, if you don't see down there, but we have a hydrogen fuel cell, so that splits the hydrogen into protons and electrons. The protons go through a proton exchange membrane. The electrons can't, so they go through an external circuit, making electricity. And then the protons and electrons meet on the other side with oxygen and make that water. And then it's reusable and clean energy because we can, since it makes its own water, we can reuse it over and over again. For a mechanical step, we have first our pulley system up here to change the force direction, so that way we can dump our cup of water, and then we also use multiple first-class levers.
So our first step is that we pull out this cord, which will release the water, which will then flow down to the water wheel. And then this has a string attached, which will then lift this cup. We'll have a marble that will go down, and then it'll hit this lever, and then the lever will hit the dominoes, and they'll drop this ball into the pulley. And then the pulley will dump some water into the water filter, and then the water filter will gain some weight, and then it'll flip over, and then it'll pull off the string that'll release this marble, which will go and hit this lever that'll activate this light switch. And then this light switch activates the motor, and then the motor spins, and then it will release this marble, which will flow down, hit this marble, which will activate the hammer, which will slam down and hit the syringe, and then which will activate the light switch.
Two of our biggest challenges were first procrastination, because we were supposed to have a whole structure done before Christmas break, and we got it done the first weekend of school. Our second biggest problem was that we just didn't have a lot of time to come in. All of us are involved in a lot of things, so we have speech, bowling, basketball, show choir, and jazz band, which take up a lot of time. So instead of trying to move those activities, we just found whatever time we had. That could be home-based during the day, or if we had free periods, we would just come in and work on it.
After weeks and weeks of work, trying to put our Rube Goldberg together, I think that we all came together more as a team, and it really showed a lot of creativity coming out of us. So I think we're excited to show our teacher and the judges what we can do with our project.
Oh, just completely.
All right.
Nice shot, guys.
Good job, guys.
That wraps up our preliminary round.
Yeah, no, this one.
We'll have about a 10-minute break here before we start our final round. About a 10-minute break.
When are the finals? It's not backwards down. That's fine. It was like working. It was working. I was
wondering what happened. I thought
Reminder, we will hand microphones to all of our participants for the final round.
Testing 1, 2.
Put that way in the corner. Just show everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, where are we at, guys? I already completed before. I was like, it's not at least it's the drug. Kill. Oh my god. Biggest challenge. Ross? You? I agree. I can funny physically, but I agree. I was like, oh, it's working.
No, I think this is what we were dating. Yeah, I'm asking what it is.
who is able to help out with They'll be done like one. So we can help. Really? Your TO beer.
Yeah, I think we might need some extra credit.
Nobody here can help. Is that what you're telling me? Can? But can, one. You're out. You're out. You can't take this. Got one off on his head. For that.
Me too. Yeah. If I can't.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with the final rounds here. We'll start with Saint Ansgar Team 1. They'll do their presentation with the microphone this time. Judges may ask questions after the presentation. They'll run the engineering and design project once. They'll have reset time, and then they'll run it a second time. Go ahead.
What's wrong, Mariah?
I'm thirsty.
Here, have some of our clean water. And join our hero team.
My name is Amelia Porsche. My name is Mariah Michaels. My name is Kenzie Peterson.
My name is Jonathan Plato.
My name is Riley O'Mania. My name is Bree Tabbert.
My name is Jace Fuso, and we are
Hydrophilic heroes.
From an outside perspective, this tree looks really simple. But really, it's just a tree, and then on the inside, it's our power plant where we're going to go through distillation, filtration, and electrolysis. On this side of the tree, we're going to have filtration, and we're going to clean our water and have a clean water source for the area. And on the other side, we're going to split oxygen, and we're going to split hydrogen in water, and we're going to make hydrogen power. And we're going to do that by, we're going to take our hydrogen and use it to power our car.
The first part of our power plant starts with a marble traveling down these two inclined planes. This turns gravitational potential energy into kinetic energy. The marble will then shoot down the chute, and it will hit this contraption of the popsicle stick that will turn on our power strip. The power strip will then turn on the water pump, and then the water pump water up to the top of our aqueduct. The water will then sprinkle on here, releasing the metal wall, and that symbolizes filtration. After that, our marble will go down this ramp, through this tunnel, down this ramp, down into this cup for the coastal slip. Then it will pull through this place and pull this up where the marble will be released down onto the mousetrap. When the mousetrap activates, it will pull the string out of here, releasing a metal handle onto the two aluminum prongs.
Inside here, there's a ball that will fall on these prongs. Once that happens, our entire tree is powered by these solar panels placed along it. And then it will activate our motor that will raise this car up. That will release the ball. And as it raises, it will hit this lever. And once that ball drops, it's a complete circuit. So current can flow through it. And once the lever is released, then it becomes an open circuit and no current can travel through it. And this represents our desalination.
As the marble comes through this hole, it is now in the electrolysis stage. It'll go down this ramp and into this Dixie cup, activating our pulling system. It'll pull this string, pulling up this lever, which turns on our motor. The motor will spin and start our chemical step. Our chemical step includes soda and vinegar. And so this will turn, and once the two react with each other, it's an acid-base reaction. And the gas bubbles will form in it, which will inflate our balloon. Once our balloon inflates, it'll tip this up. The water will travel through our tube, which will then start our fluid step. Our fluid step involves water and gravity to make this cup go down, activating the flange into this first syringe. We know from Pascal's law that the force applied to this first syringe will be equal to the force of this syringe, which causes this aluminum foil to be connected to this charged aluminum foil, completing a circuit. This complete circuit activates our laser, which will shine onto this balloon, and it will then pop the balloon, which contains a metal marble. Then, down here from the funnel, the metal marble is directed into this car, and then that metal marble completes the circuit, causing this car to go, which is powered by our hydrogen pump. Our team's biggest challenge was at the very beginning of our project, organizing all of our ideas to come up with one central idea. We had to ask ourselves what we wanted our theme to be and also what our main goal of the project was. We imagined many different ideas for what we wanted our last step to accomplish. We thought of our clean water coming out from the sink, and then we also thought of hydrogen getting taken out of the water and activating the car.
As our project progressed, we decided that the hydrogen-powered car would be our best option.
We started creating different ways to power a toy car around the track. We thought about a funnel directed a marble to start it, and a laser would pop a balloon with a marble in between the funnel and the balloon, but that turned out to be unreliable. We then had to improve our ideas. Our final step is the balloon popping, getting popped by the laser. And we had to try different way to improve our balloon size, and we did that by trying different sizes to see which one would work the best.
Although this project was super frustrating, by using the engineering design process, we were able to get it done, and it was fun to see it come together. So, thank you guys for coming and judging, and we'll show you what we did.
All right, couple questions.
How did you guys go about getting everything all together? Did everybody work on one area, or do you guys all just do everything together, or how did you guys coordinate that?
With the size of our base, we found it difficult to all work on one step at a time. So we quickly realized that we wouldn't have to work apart or have separate things. So an example of that, one day maybe some people would work on decorating the backside of our project, some people would work on our journal, developing that, and then the rest of us would work on whatever step we would want for that done.
You guys find that you had some strengths over others, like was people's strengths mechanical or something different? I know. Did you discover some strengths you didn't have?
Yeah, so it definitely helps when you have people that are more diverse. I guess like some of the artsy stuff, I'm not very good at the artsy stuff, but some of like putting the actual base together and the construction of it with the wood and making the tree three-dimensional is kind of what I took part in, and then some of like just making it look neater, like the painting part and just like some of the steps, fixing them up. I think it really helps having a lot of different strengths.
What was the most fun part of the project?
I think that the most fun part was actually in the last few days when we got together to just make the final touches and make sure everything ran smoothly. It was fun to just hang out with everyone and work on the project, eat pizza together, just have fun together.
Perfect.
Good job.
Saint Ansgar Team 1 will now have the reset time before they perform their second and final attempt.
I really don't want to call it that because it was just a.
Saint Ansgar Team 2 is on deck.
You're on.
Got all their little tweets.
Just want to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
I just- That one. First one.
Adding it around.
It's not down. Then This one here. I should probably look.
We don't put them in yet. We have to wait.
The balloon's right here.
Kenzie, you want to stretch this balloon? To have it ready to
Yeah.
You guys tell me when you're done. Set. 5 minutes.
Okay.
What are we at right now?
Yeah, keep that on.
We wanna.
This area is that area. So I could.
Some of the marble.
That's the feedback they give. Not really the DOE, like space.
Yeah.
Soft? Yeah.
When they like start talking about their
So we decided we need to.
Yeah.
That's good.
Against the Dutch, I had really busy winter today.
Except
Got a big
for
feet mill project. It's got a big commercial plant. Actually, it's 2 big expansions going in under 4,000 amp service there. Got up to them. We're doing Bitcoin mining site.
They don't
Are you
want
real?
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 seconds.
Massive.
Yeah.
For this year, we
Well,
got
but
actually a lot of big
a lot of times there is. We're just touching. He's touching it up.
We're done. There's all-
All right, Saint Ansgar Team 1, final run.
Did you guys make any major changes to anything or tweaks to?
We do not.
We just plugged
We
in.
just-
later.
Our laser was actually plugged in, which wasn't a fun thing. We did what we should do.
Ready?
Ready? Yep.
Whenever you are. Oh. Hey, yeah, good job.
That completes Saint Ansgar Team 1's attempt. Now we're on to Saint Ansgar Team 2.
I'm Bill Tobacco.
I'm Josie. I'm Sophie.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Ella. I'm Mackenzie.
We are very proud of Working project, I spent most of my time on the logistics of it, only especially focusing on the first.
For this project, I spent most of my time thinking of the steps and how to trial on how to stop the water and being able to get the project. And through this, I found that opportunity was a good way to put it.
I dedicated most of my time to the group staff, coming up with the idea, the execution, and the process of it. I also came up with a pulley system that helps our chemical step.
I spent most of my time working on the last 6 steps. I came up with these ideas along with how to execute them, how they work.
I spent most of my time working on the fluids, making the dam come to life by looking at designs for it to be creative along with practical within the project.
I dedicated most of my time working on the journal by making sure we had everything we needed for requirements along with making it
Cohesive. I mostly worked on making the drawings come to life and the painting and decorating.
Throughout this whole project, we had to be very creative, and we had many challenges. A couple of our more creative steps are our tilting cup, our chemical step, and our dam.
For this project, I had a lot of planning to do. I had planned out how the steps worked, and I did a lot of drawings of them.
We had to improve our aesthetic of this project and make it look more presentable. We also had to fix some of the little things within each step.
We had to imagine many ideas for this. We came up with a garden, but we also had ideas of a water park and a rainforest.
So to start out, we dump a beaker of water into this Gatorade bottle, which represents rainwater and precipitation. And once it fills up enough, it lifts this ping pong ball. The water then travels through the PVC pipe and into our tilted cup steps.
The water then travels down the plastic tubing that we created, and in that funnel right there, we have cotton candy, and on the cotton candy, it's a marble that's sitting on it. And when the water travels down, it dissolves cotton candy, causing the marble to go. And then the marble goes through the marble waves, and the water collects to that cup, and the water ends up hitting the mash trap, causing the pin to pull out.
When the pin pulls out, it makes the car go down the ramp, which is our gutter system, and it keeps going until it hits our plastic cup with the ball inside, which is causing it to knock over and falling into the other ramp.
The ball comes down the ramp and goes in the Dixie cup, and that activates our pulley system, which is our mechanical step, which leads to our chemical step.
Our chemical step is when the pulley spins the bottle, which then releases vinegar and baking soda together, which inflates the balloon.
This then leads to our electrical step. So once the balloon inflates, it rises this inclined plane, which then releases the marble going to our conductor, which then turns on the motor. The motor spins, pulling up the domino, and then the marble will run its course, going to the other dominoes, and then it'll hit another.
That marble will then go down that ramp and into that long tubing system and hit a switch down there to turn on the pump. And the pump will go up that tubing, and that represents precipitation, which goes into our dam, and that is our fluid step.
What's your guys' highest risk part or part that's the least consistent?
I feel like we have a couple steps. One, cotton candy, sometimes it gets like sticky on the marble, and then the marble won't tap all the way down. And also our pulley system, sometimes like we have to have the bottle at the exact angle, otherwise it won't spin or inflate the balloon.
What were some of your strengths or weaknesses? Did you discover something you didn't know you could do before?
I'd say all of us like had our individual strengths. I'd say Daniel was creative with coming up with steps and stuff, which really like that's really what he shined on. And then we also had people that were more like apt to like type in the journal, more like that sort of logistic stuff. But I don't know, I feel like throughout this we like learned a lot more about teamwork and how we all work together.
What was the most fun part for you guys?
I feel like watching all of our steps actually come to life because sometimes you do a lot of trial runs and something else will be going wrong. And I think our chemical step was the most fun because we had some incidents with it, but it was fun to do.
All right.
Saint Ansgar Team 2 will now have time to reset and run their engineering design project for the second and final time. West Hancock will be on deck.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Roll that. We had all that floor cake.
Yeah.
Then John.
Yeah.
And a huge party.
All right, we're done.
Saint Ansgar Team 2 reset, ready for their final attempt. Now we'll move over to West Hancock for their first run in the final.
Did you grab that marble? Yeah.
That's a great idea to just put it on a card.
What'd you say? You're doing a good job.
Doing a good job.
Thank you.
It's a great idea to put it on a card.
Oh, you dropped it.
Oh.
West Hancock.
Yes, sir.
Oh. No, okay, cool. Oh. Brought it.
Just gotta make sure we get on there. Sorry.
Okay. We're set.
Good morning, I am Ellie Christensen.
I'm Brandon Peterson.
From West Hancock, but today we are also missing our partner. With our Root Gold project, we are taking you back in time. While looking at the different layers of the ground and where the water is located in those layers, we are taking a partial look at how the Californians of old traveled to find ground. It all starts with a syringe at the beginning, which represents a hydraulic machine to get the sand into the water. We are following the story of the pioneers looking for water, represented by the balls around the machine. As they are making their way through Earth's layers, first the topsoil, then the humus layer, then the subsoil. Then eventually they believe they've located some water in the fourth layer of groundwater, or weather rock, but is behind a massive wall of stone. So they decided to use dynamite to break through the wall. This explosion is illustrated by the dominoes falling, which makes the rocks fall. This, of course, is right above the last layer of bedrock. Once the pioneers acquired the water, they got pipes to move the water so that it could be brought up to power tanks and quench their thirst. Once the pioneers fully harnessed the power of the water, they were able to brave the massive Pacific Ocean and take a boat to begin to travel around the world.
And I'm going to be walking through all the different steps that we have. Our step one is a syringe, which is our fluid component. We'll have a syringe that will push the plunger on, and on the other side, the plunger will go up, which will raise the lever, which will start our next step, which is our chemical step. Our chemical step is vinegar and baking soda. There's baking soda inside of the balloon, so once it gets lifted up, it will fall into the vinegar and inflate, creating carbon dioxide into the balloon. This inflation will go up and touch the car, which will then go down, activate step number 5, which is a ball, which will then go down to level 6, where it will start this teeter-totter and cause this ball at level 7 to go down to number 8, which will hopefully hit this other ball to go down this tube, knock down the dominoes at level 9, which starts a Newton's cradle, which then goes on and knocks this other ball down the screw, which will start the dominoes, which illustrate the dynamite. A domino in the back will fall, which will take down this weight with it, which will then, through the pulley, lift up the water bottle, and the water will come down the funnel and hopefully turn the water wheel. And there's a string connected in the back, which is then connected to the fan at a light switch. And once that switch is activated, it will start the fan. That's everything. Oh, our challenges that we had. We had a couple that we had, but I'm going to let you do them.
One of our first hurdles was trying to figure out how to consistently get the hydraulic lever to trickle the chemical reaction. We noticed that the mouth of the balloon kept moving on the mouth of the flask, as well as our tape not being far enough under the balloon to get it to go up everywhere. Our solution involved making sure the mouth of the balloon was near the car and to make sure that the tape underneath the balloon was there. Another problem was step 8. This problem involved trying to get a second ball to fall so that it would actually knock down the dominoes. Step 9. We needed the higher, heavier ball where it is now because it would not travel through the blue marble run piece right before. We noticed that the ball would fall when our lever in step 6 was fixed. So we added duct tape and gauze pads for the lever, and we added tape to hold the ball in place slightly. One of our more recent problems involves step 15 in the water bottle. We noticed that the water would not flow very well without air.
So we needed to find a way to add air to the bottle. Our first solution was to add tiny holes into the funnel attached to the top of the bottle. We noticed that this doesn't solve the problem of the water actually getting out of the blackness. What we ended up doing was putting holes in the actual bottle and using duct tape to cover the holes that were filling it, and then removing the tape once everything was in place. I think that's it for our challenge.
So you guys got some like chalk to mark where spots were. Did you guys practice tearing it apart or removing it, or just know exactly what to set it up to?
For the past week or so, whenever we get done with class, we would pack everything up into everything that's behind us, and then the next day before class, we would pretend like it's the first day of competition, and we would set everything up in those chalk marks. We would test everything a few days before so that we can know where everything is laid at. So we have some on the top, at 7, and on our Newton's cradle, among a few other places.
Since there's only 3 of you guys, did you discover some strengths that you didn't have before, or some things you didn't know you could do before?
Yeah, we worked together pretty well, but there were some things that we could do better than others, and we kind of just were able to work together pretty well because each of us did our own thing. And it was also easier to figure out new things if we face problems because some of us knew more about how to get to work better and just different ways to overcome problems.
Did you find that there were things that you couldn't, not that you couldn't do, but were some things that you were like, oh, we don't have somebody to do that yet, so I'll have to figure it out?
That definitely happened today. We're missing one person. So we had to improvise as we went along. The other person that we had was really good at getting the electrical steps set up at the end. So we had a little bit of extra time that we had to put in today to try to figure out how to get all the electrical components connected. And he was also really good at getting these dominoes set up. So if we didn't have those chalk marks, we'd be in a lot of problems right now.
What was the most fun part of the project for you guys?
I think just finding new ways to solve problems because at first when you start this whole project, it seems a lot harder than it actually is. But together, having other people, the other 2 of us, it helped. We helped each other out. It actually made it a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
I would say that my favorite part was probably making this plexiglass box. We had this idea of having even the boat into this, so we made it really big to start with. And now it took us a couple days to make, but I think it was definitely worth it because there's a lot of fun to make, and I also think it doesn't look too bad.
All right, we're ready when you are.
All right.
Yeah, good job.
West Hancock will now reset, get ready for their final round.
Yeah.
That was a lot better.
It's gotta be too.
All right. Yeah, all right, let me get out of your way here. Maybe coffee. There. I read that somewhere. Maybe around the corner. She gets study. She's data science. Yeah. Colorado. Yes. Yep. That's where you work, right? Yep. Yeah. I thought I could end up. They love it when you tell them bugs. Like, they know anything about it. So we appreciate the opportunity. And if we could do guys. That's what it is, please. They have some issues. And then yeah, whatever else. Or you talk as a training. You're not sort of training. That's the students all teach. But it's not bad. Oh, yeah. It was teach actually teaching. So do they go to clinic like but we're talking about 2 or 3? No, they have their own plant. And they're powered. Plateau plant. They'll run it all out of there. So. Yeah. They don't do water. Like the helo dunker and all that. She called late. Why?
He did. I pulled it around a little bit. It's a paper stick.
All right. All right. Good job.
That wraps things up for West Hancock. Now we'll move on to Sumner Fredericksburg, team number 3, Sumner Fredericksburg.
Camera battery died, Mr. Nielsen.
The bad ones are getting sticky to it.
Camera died.
We're ready when you get.
Oh, the camera died.
My name is Joe.
Oh.
I'm Connor.
I'm Heather.
I'm Hunter. I'm Noah.
I'm Eli.
I'm Tegan, and we are
The Water Warriors.
In our room today, we'll be using water technology such as a water wheel, a water pump, and a hydrogen fuel cell to mix electrolytes for Farmer Joe.
So Farmer Joe's water tower up here doesn't have any clean water for his animals. So what he's got to do is kind of drain the water tower, filter the water, and then mix electrolytes in there so that his farm can be up and running. And if that doesn't work, then he's going to have to find a new room.
When it comes to the engineering process, we did a lot of brainstorming. One thing we brainstormed was this water wheel, which we tested in the sink and then later attached. We also did a lot of trial and error around 6, 7, and had to add this weight later on in order to make the dominoes heavy enough to knock down the ball. So for our advanced components, our electrical step is this power strip gives electricity to our water pump in there that spins an impeller in the pump so that way pump the water. For fluid power, we have this fluid power so it hits or turns on the power strip. Then we do a closed system for that, so that way we get more power and pressure out of that. And we chose a safe spring to a small one so that we can have the most amount of pressing into that spring. For our chemical step, we're using hydrogen fuel cell, like the one we have here. It separates hydrogen into protons and electrons, and the protons go through the proton exchange membrane, and then the electrons cancel, they go through an external circuit, making electricity. And then the hydrogen goes through and electrons meet on the other side with oxygen that makes water. And then the electricity is made, the battery powers our no, I just plugged it into the power. And then since this makes its own water back again, so it's charging. It is reusable and clean energy. So maybe we can switch cameras. Then for our mechanical stuff, we're using pulley system here to change the direction of force supply. And those are 6 pulleys, so they have mechanical advantage for 1. And then we also use multiple first class ones.
Alright, so our first step, we first start with pulling this port out, and then there's usually water filled in this, and then the water goes right back to this water wheel. And then from there is a string attached to this that will release a marble that is over this pump, and it will go down this track, and then hit this lever, and this lever will hit the dominoes. The dominoes will hit that marble, and it will go into the top of the pulley system. The pulley system will then dump water into the water filter. The water filter will drip, and then it'll activate another lever, which will release this marble, which will go and activate another heater tower, which will hit the light switch. The light switch will turn on the motor when time matters to make that. That will activate this marble. This one will go down to this marble that will hit this hammer, which will activate the fluid power step, which will hit the power strip and the fearless step.
Two of our biggest challenges with this room is, first of all, we procrastinate quite a bit. We were supposed to have our full structure done by the end of Christmas break, and we didn't get it done until the first week of school. So while we were behind the whole time, whenever we had time to come in and eventually caught up. Another big problem is that we didn't have a lot of time to come in. We're all involved in a lot of things, like it's bowling and basketball, show bar, jazz band, all those. So a lot of mornings and after school, we wouldn't have time to come in. So instead of leading those activities, we would just come in during home base, and whenever we have open periods throughout the day, just so we can get that time without being missed because of the activities.
After weeks of work on this project, I think it has benefited our database quite a bit. And I think we are ready to prove our future and present that.
Did you guys have a hard time making it mobile or really easy to move, or? Oh, sorry. A little bit, yeah. The hard part is getting the box here attached to the main base and making them removable. So,
Talk about your strengths and your weaknesses. How did you guys decide who did what? Or did you figure out who? Did you discover some things you didn't know you had?
She kind of took over the painting for the most part, and the animals and this base part was a lot of her. And then Hunter and Connor focused on the electrical stuff down there a lot with that mixer.
And then Connor and Ellie focused on the notebook, and then the rest of us were kind of just like wherever was needed, just get going.
Does Hunter have to buy the donuts since he didn't wear flannel? No, what did you guys think was the most fun part of the project?
I thought, in the beginning, we all kind of had ideas. We all kind of started throwing ideas together, and like once we started actually like seeing them come to life, like the water wheel and the hydrogen fuel cell, it was really nice to see that. I thought it was fun part personally.
What's your least consistent part of it that always keeps like Well, initially we didn't have this shield on here, and then so we had to do a lot of things by adding the washers and how the springs line up there.
Yeah, we've had to do a lot of like positioning this tube so that the water just falls right, and also like making sure it's like rotated in the right position so that the water will hit the spoon at the right.
We also spun the wheel just a little bit beforehand, so that way, instead of winding it up for a while just to get it to fall once, we have it about to fall now, so that way you can only rotate a little bit and it's ready to go.
Audio's still going through. Alright, we're ready to hear them.
Like this shit.